don't lose your head watching this movie. It's day 8 of 31 Days of Horror, and we are watching the 1977 movie House. In this story, we follow Gorgeous, who takes a trip to the countryside with her 6 friends to go visit her aunt at her old house. The girls soon discover that there's a lot more to this house than meets the eye. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know what the hell I just watched or how this movie is so overly hyped. I went into this movie knowing it's a horror comedy, so I was prepared for some like over-the-top, goofy, funny stuff. But nothing was funny, nothing was good, and it was honestly hard to get through. You know it's a bad sign when this movie was co-written by a 10-year-old. The director nor the writer have any good movies on their resume either, so that's not a good sign. Sometimes I feel like the internet is trolling when they give movies like this such a high rating. Some minor spoilers I guess for this film if you really do care. Look, I know this movie is a 1977 film, but there is no reason that it has this bad of audio. It looks like a film that was shot like late 60s, early 70s, and has this piss poor of editing. It also has some of the worst VFX I've seen in any movie. The sound effects are also horrible, and they sound like the kind of sounds that you get from those really bad websites when you're looking up sound effects. All the girls go by nicknames in this. Gorgeous is our main character, then we have Mac, Proof, Fantasy, Melody, Kung Fu, and Sweet, which is all based on their personalities. Funny enough, they all die in relative ways that are based on their nicknames. Out of all the girls in this movie, Kung Fu is honestly my favorite. The way that she just dramatically kicks like literally everything in the movie was honestly quite funny. But that was also the only thing that was funny in this movie. They have a character named Mac, which I'm guessing is short for mac and cheese, but for whatever reason they make her the fat girl of the group, even though she's not fat at all, but she's like constantly eating in this movie. This film is plagued with bad editing choices. We get weird frame pauses with half the other screen like moving in slow dramatic motion. We get weird Windows Movie Maker cuts and transitions. One scene where the group is talking in a wide, instead of cutting into one of the actors in like a medium or a close-up shot, they do like a weird like black circle around the character and they dull out the audio to like focus on this character. It's the weirdest decision ever. Which they do this a lot in the movie, which I don't understand why. We get weird gradient transitions like floating heads talking in trees. We also get a weird attempt at slapstick humor with the teacher randomly falling down the stairs and him getting his butt stuck in a can and doing like a weird stop motion like moving around the car. I don't know, it was weird. Here's just one good example of some bad editing that they do in just one scene alone. After the girls get into the house and talking to the aunt, the movie just gets weirder and weirder, but not for the good. Mac's floating head out of the well scene could have been really funny if done well, but it was just weird and awkward. We also get this random skeleton in the background in a lot of scenes, and he's just like randomly dancing a lot. Or this super weird shot of the cat with really weird editing. Another bizarre scene is where they're helping Gorgeous down the stairs, and I thought they were trying to do the whole like Evil Dead like camera following them around like it's a ghost or something following them, but it's not. It's just the cameraman for about 12 minutes following the girls around in this bizarre, weird frame rate and like slow pace and audio distortion effects going on. Remember how I said the VFX are better than this? Well, here's just some quick examples of just how weird and bizarre they are. And just to remind you, movies like Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Superman all came out in relatively the same year as this movie. This is why you shouldn't try a bunch of new VFX and experimenting with a whole lot of new stuff that you've never done before in a film for the first time. Even when this movie came out, it was wildly panned by Japanese critics. Look, if you were able to get anything out of this movie, I commend you, but I wasn't able to. I understand the allegory he was trying to go for, but I just think the story is weak, the filmmaking was horrible, and the acting was just bad. The scare meter gets a 0 out of 10. The blood meter, just for the weird body parts and some blood, I would give it a 2 out of 10. This is why I'm gonna give House a 2.5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.